Hello everyone and welcome back to iScience Radio. I'm Louisa.
And I'm Sophie. We are the radio branch of Imperial College's science magazine iScience. We bring you the latest news and stories from all around the globe.
On today's show, we'll be talking about all things fast, from F1 cars to pistol shrimps.
Also, in honour of Women's History Month, we will be talking about American biochemist Jennifer Doudna.
And of course, we'll be listening to some great music.
That's all coming up here at iScience Radio. But first, here is Tokyo Drift from Fast and Furious by Teriyaki Boys.
喧騒まみれこの街の演奏玉たまま一度ついておいで世界中魅了するほどに豪華なジャパン一番ジャンプアランさうちらの出番テリヤキボーイズ in the place to be 見せてやろうオリジナル VIP
Many many diamonds dangling Bag full of money we strangling Hate me, fry me, bake me, try me All the above cause you can't get in I don't want no problem Because me professional Make you shake your cats Thank you Haters take it personal
Like a Canada 対鉄をネオドッグを熱望なちま前に熱を発散しきちまおうぜ Let's go Let's go ぜひラグラップのラブから Let's go 20は Go じゃない2 Go 入力するのぜひを Pinpoint
テリヤキボイスあっという間吹き飛ばすノイズ慢心してますんでゲットペンの数も増えてますベーシックはサプライズでマジ毎日が危ないぜ忍者風賢者風だけど芸者フェイクの惑星からのシャー See me in the parking lot 7-Eleven is the spot Bikes with wings and shiny things and lions, tigers, bears, oh my ride We fierce and fast, supersonic like JJ Fatten We ride till the wheels are flat Can't beat that with a baseball bat
Like a cool on 急化特産待てばいいぜ即歳よインターセプターして国際的犯罪は万歳ほらハンザーファレルがボムコストをドッ出す今夜の4 boys from Far East Coast どうせ最後私のゴーストは
ドキドキですヒートアイランド飛び飛びで燃える用紙でぼちぼちね玉ねぎで誘うこっちこっちへヒートアップで通りそう街中すべて乗り込むめっちゃ借りもんだってシャフーごちゃごちゃファストやフーラス It's gotta be the shoes, gotta be the furs That's why ladies choose me All up in the news cause we so cute That's why we so huge Harajuku girls know how I feel Daily spec I keep it real Not a China man cause I ain't from China man I am Japan man
You see Nigo coming out of the black pants as a laugh. You wonder where he get that kind of money? Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Alright, that was Tokyo Drift, made famous by the Fast and Furious film, that's at least where I know it from, by Teriyaki Boys. And next up, Sophie's here to give us some news.
Yes, so high street opticians in the UK might soon be able to use AI to detect early signs of dementia through routine eye scans, which is really exciting. So an AI technology called Quartz has been developed which can study eye scans for markers of brain health and signs of neurodegeneration. So specifically, the AI looks at blood vessels on the retina, which are markers for cognitive health, which I didn't know.
I also did not know that.
So that is because changes in retinal blood vessels can be due to reduced blood supply to the brain, which is an early cause or a consequence of diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's. So this is a really exciting advancement and could potentially lead to earlier diagnosis and intervention for dementia, as opticians would be able to refer at-risk patients for further assessment. So integrating AI into standard eye examinations could be really revolutionary for dementia and Alzheimer's screening and be a non-invasive and accessible method to monitor brain health.
That is amazing. That's such
Isn't it? Yeah.
cool thing. I'm really scared of AI, but like sometimes it can do good stuff.
Sometimes it's great, yeah.
Have you got any more news?
Yes, I do. So another really lovely one, which is that after years of trials, beavers have been reintroduced to waterways in England. You might have seen the videos of it. But yeah, it's really exciting. So about 400 years ago, beavers were hunted to extinction, but after the last couple of decades, they've been making a comeback. So some farmers are worried about the impact that the reintroduction of beavers could have, as they can flood and waterlog fields and feed on agricultural crops and damage trees. But that being said, beavers are what conservationists call ecosystem engineers because of how they affect the environment. So basically they build dams which slow the flow of rivers and streams and create habitats where other animals can live, as well as potentially helping to reduce flooding. And at the site of the pilot project for the reintroduction, the beavers have created wetlands in which loads of species, from kingfishers to water voles to frogs and toads, have thrived. So yeah, it's really exciting news today.
Oh my god, I want to see a beaver. They're so cute.
I know, aren't they gorgeous?
Let's do a trip. Look
do
where
it.
they release the beavers and...
Perfect, off we go.
Off we go. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. That's such a lovely news item.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's good news today.
Now we're up for some more music. Here is Motorcycle Drive by Summertime Blues.
It's a motorcycle drive-by, baby giant condos. I think it's about time we headed home. Walking on this tire road with my damn high hopes. Country boys don't die alone. Reading poetry under shade tree. That woman, she's my baby. I will be in Richmond by tonight. With so much shame inside me, I just wanna hide me, but they wanna hear me sing my songs under lights. It's a motorcycle drive-by, baby giant kind eyes. I think it's about time we headed home. Walking up this tire road with my damn high hopes. The country boys don't die alone. Every day's so fleeting, and I have been trying to save it while I can. Look on her face, all these hot, humid days, and the boys in my damn band. It's a motorcycle drive-by, baby giant kind eyes. I think it's about time we headed home. Walking such a tight road with my damn high hopes. Country boys don't die alone. Reading poetry under shade trees. That woman, she's my baby. I will be in Richmond by tonight. With so much shame inside me, I just wanna hide me. They wanna hear me sing my songs under lights.
So that was Motorcycle Drive-By, which is apparently actually by Zach Bryant, and Summertime Blues is the album, which I did not realise.
You learn so much about music.
You learn something
It's great.
new every day.
Yes, and to continue, we will now be talking about something that goes very, very, very fast.
Wow. Yes. So we will be learning about F1 cars, which can go up to 378 kilometers per hour, or 234.9 miles per hour.
Yeah, very, very fast. And to talk about this, we have someone in the studio with us. Hello, Suchit.
Hello, I am Suchit. I'm studying aeronautical engineering, and I'm hoping to work in Formula One after I graduate. I've watched every race since 2018.
That is a lot of races.
Even if I have missed one because of a flight or something, I've gone back and watched the full replay.
See, and that's why we have him here
So
with
we
us
have an
today.
Expert.
So I think first we'll be covering some basics about F1 because
Yes, please. I know nothing
you
about
know nothing.
F1. Sorry.
Okay, here's the basic of the basics. So Formula One is the highest class of international single-seater auto racing. Each season consists of a series of races known as Grand Prix. These take place in multiple countries and continents on either circuits or closed roads. In total, 20 cars from 10 teams compete for the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. These don't need to be the same team. So last year, Max Verstappen, which you might have heard of because he's kind of famous at this point, he's won like 4 times, won the Drivers'. Sophie does not know him.
It's ringing a
has
bell.
won the Drivers' Championship. And the Constructors' Championship was won by McLaren. And as Sophie already said, they can go pretty fast, those cars. If I'm not mistaken, the fastest ever recorded F1 car managed to go 397.36 kilometers per hour, which is 246.9 miles per hour.
That is insanely quick, isn't it? I would be afraid in a car like that. Yeah, it seems unsafe to me. So let's get into how they managed to do that. So could I ask? So could I also, in theory, go that fast with my parents' VW up?
Probably not. Mainly because the engine on that up is going to be quite small compared to the Formula One cars, and that's why it's not going to be going 400 kilometers an hour.
But if we put the F1 motor in the up, could it do that?
Even then, the aerodynamics of a VW up aren't the most optimal for reaching top speed, and you'll be getting a lot of drag on your car, slowing you down.
All right, let's get into then how F1 cars managed to go so fast. Can you tell us about that?
Well, we can tell you firstly the engine in Formula One cars. It is a 1.6 litre engine, so it's quite similar to the size of normal road cars. But the thing is that the RPM gauge on Formula One cars goes up to...
What is that?
The RPM gauge is how quickly the engine rotates. So if you've driven a car before, you'll see once you go to 4,000 RPM, you should shift gear, go into the next gear.
Okay, yeah, got it.
F1 cars, instead of going to 4,000 RPM, they go to 18,000 RPM.
Oh my god.
So that is how they generate all of that extra power.
Okay.
And because of that, they can go around Formula One tracks very quickly.
Wow.
The more you know. But we've talked about this kind of before the show, and you told me that a normal car would maybe not make it through the corners of an F1 track. Could you maybe tell us how the F1 cars managed to stay on the track?
Yeah, so the F1 cars, if you imagine your normal road car and you're going at 70 miles an hour down a motorway,
Yes.
or 100 kilometers an hour down a highway, if there's a very slight bend, you can turn and the car will actually turn. However, if you try to turn 90 degrees at 100 miles an hour, the car is probably not going to turn. It's going to skid and it's just going to carry on going forward and not turn. And the reason that happens is because there just isn't enough grip on those tyres and there's not enough force pushing down onto the road. Mm-hmm. So what Formula One cars do is that they have wings. Now wings, everyone's heard of wings, planes have them, but they're the opposite. They flip the wings upside down. So instead of generating a force upwards like the planes do, they generate a force downwards and squeeze the car into the ground.
Negative flying.
Yeah, negative flying. And they squeeze the car down. The car itself is 700 kilograms and they squeeze the car down with 5 tons of force. So in theory, a Formula One car could drive upside down because it generates so much force.
What? That is absolutely
Has anyone
insane.
ever tried that?
They haven't tried that because the engine fluid. It all
Oh.
depends on gravity. So if you flip the engine upside down, it overheats and bad things happen.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't
wanted
want
to
to be
see
in that car.
I wanted to
No.
see that though.
Well, Red Bull might do it. You know, Red Bull have a habit of doing extreme stunts.
Oh yeah, true.
Sooner or later, I have a feeling they're going to modify an engine and try that one out.
Okay, I might have to watch that one because that would be incredible.
Entertaining for sure. So if you
Oh, so we're guessing that. So I guess that they've changed over time, right? So I assume they've got faster, these cars. So is there a limit to how fast F1 cars could, in theory, go?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. There are a couple of limiting factors. The first being the drivers themselves. The drivers pull around 4 or 5G while going through corners. And just to put that into terms for a normal person, you know, when you're going down the motorway, say you're speeding a little bit, you're going at 100 miles an hour. And if you came to a stop within 1 second, that is how powerful the brakes are on a Formula One car. So you go from 100 miles an hour down to 0 in 1 second. So you're kind of reaching the limits of the human body at that point. So there's a limit on the drivers that can drive it, and the other limit is the tires. They tend to rip themselves apart after going after driving very, very quickly. Normally on your road car, for example, you drive 10,000 20,000 kilometers on a set of tires. Formula One cars can only do 100 kilometers and the tires are absolutely destroyed. So yeah, the tires and the humans driving them are the upper limit.
how long is a track? Like how many kilometers do they drive in one Grand Prix?
In a normal race, they'll drive 300 kilometers, and one lap varies from 3 to 5 kilometers.
Ah, true. So they have to change the tires.
Yeah, that's
in
why
the
they
race.
change the
That's-
tires. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sophie, I don't think you can compete with your parents' car, unfortunately.
No, I think not. I'll probably just be trundling along behind in the little up. Amazing. So thank you so much for coming on today.
And the next season of F1 is coming up next weekend.
It is this weekend. In fact.
This
This
weekend.
weekend in Australia. So
exciting.
the first race is at 4 a.m. If any of you are interested in waking up that early,
Are you going to be watching it live?
I'm going to be watching it live.
Really?
For certain. I'm getting
Oh,
up.
that
at-
is dedication.
Exactly.
That really is. I might watch it on catch up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You've got Sophie hooked now. And to keep us all like pumped for F1, we've got our next song, which is The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. That was The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, and the real F1 fans will know that this used to be the F1 BBC intro. But let's move on from cars.
So Saturday was International Women's Day and March is Women's History Month. So we thought that every week we would highlight the amazing breakthroughs made by women in science. Now, when we think about women in STEM, there are some big names that really stand out, like Marie Curie or Rosalind Franklin. But today, Ollie is here, and he will be telling us about someone you probably haven't heard of, who is Jennifer Doudna.
Hello. Yeah, so Jennifer Doudna is an American biochemist who, along with Dr. Emmanuelle Charpentier, made history in 2020 when they both became the first women to share the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for their discovery of the revolutionary gene editing tool CRISPR.
So can you tell us maybe a bit more about CRISPR, what it is, and why it was such a revolutionary development?
Yeah, so CRISPR stands for Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats. I can see why they needed an acronym.
Great name.
Yeah.
Bit of a mouthful.
And basically, it's part of the bacterial defense mechanism against viruses, along with these enzymes called Cas enzymes, or CRISPR-associated enzymes.
All right.
And it basically allows, when a virus infects, like it does with a human cell, it injects its DNA or RNA into the cell. And bacteria develop this as a defense mechanism against it, and it allows them to basically cut and so locate and chop up the viral DNA or RNA and make sure it can't infect the cell. So it's a really, really important part of the bacterial immune system. It was then combined basically with the research that we'd already been doing on gene editing. So Dr. Doudna and her lab at Berkeley recognized the potential of this as a gene editing tool and started working on unraveling the mechanisms of this bacterial immune system. Then in 2011, she began collaborating with Emmanuelle Charpentier, who'd been working on the Cas9 enzymes. And together they developed the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing tool. And it's basically a programmable pair of DNA scissors. And we can use it to go in, locate a gene that we want, and essentially cut and paste. It's as sort of sci-fi as it sounds. It's a really powerful tool.
That is absolutely incredible, isn't it? That's such a powerful tool.
Yeah, and it's got also with that power, you know, as Spider-Man once said, great power comes with great power comes great responsibility. There's immense scope for misuse of these kind of tools. And Jennifer Doudna has been very vocal about the importance of ethical use of these tools going forward, and has called for, in 2015, she called for a moratorium on the use of them in germline cells, so making sure that any genetic editing that's being done will only stay in that generation. It won't be able to be passed on to any offspring.
Oh, okay.
And she continues to really push for the ethical use of these tools. And she's also continuing to pioneer gene editing research. She's currently working on a trial study using CRISPR technology to treat sickle cell disease by correcting the genetic mutation that causes it, which is quite cool.
That is so cool. I hope that all works out well and we maybe can use that in the future. Well, thank you so much, Ollie. Next up, we'll have some more music. Here is Shut Up and Drive by Rihanna.
I've been looking for a driver who was qualified. shut up and drive, drive, drive. Shut up and drive, drive, drive. I got class like a 57 Cadillac. Head overdrive with a whole lot of boom in the back. You look like you could handle what's under my hood. You keep saying that you will, boy, I wish you would. So if you feel me, let me know, come on, now what you waiting for? My engine's ready to explode, so start me up and watch me go, go, go. Get you where you wanna go if you know what I mean. Got a ride that's smoother than a limousine. Can you handle the curves? Can you run all the lights? If you can, maybe boy, then we can go all night. 'Cause it's 0 to 60 in 3.5. Baby, you got the keys. Now shut up and drive, 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 drive. Shut up and drive, drive, drive. That they got what I got. Get it, don't stop. It's a short shot. And you're Ferrari. Boy, I'm sorry. I ain't even worry. So step inside and ride, 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 ride. So if you feel me, let me know, come on, now what you waiting for? My engine's ready to explode, so start me up and watch me go, go, go. Get you where you wanna go if you know what I mean. Got a ride that's smoother than a limousine. Can you handle the curves? Can you run all the lights? If you can, maybe boy, then we can go all night. 'Cause it's 0 to 60 in 3.5. Baby, you got the keys. Now shut up and drive, 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 drive. Shut up and drive, 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 drive. Shut up and drive, 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 drive. Shut up and drive, 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 drive.
That was Shut Up and Drive by Rihanna.
We are now halfway through our show, but we still have some interesting segments to come.
Yes, and if you want more iScience, make sure to follow us on Instagram at iScience Media.
And we will now play you Vino Bandit by K Motions featuring Songer.
This time red wine and bourbon. Custom made some words and this right here for a different excursion. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah. Yeah. 007 when versing, 007 when flirting. Blind guy came to my show, said I was better in person. Yeah, said I had blood on my Air Force, this time red wine and bourbon. Custom made some words and this right here for a different excursion. Bow, bow, let's have it. I can't stop having it off, I'm stuck in a habit. Yeah, red wine filling my cup, I'm a Vino bandit. Yeah, my surname is what it is, would have thought I planned it. I'm too outlandish. Anyone don't like drums, man, I don't speak their language. Half of the team in laughing states, don't mean Tiffany Haddish. Bitch is the baddest, so after the summer to me and my mother and Mrs. to Paris. So when I wave and the parties are done, five figure last month, don't start with a one. Come a long way, but hardly begun. Yeah, get a wheel up off your mum. Wheel it again, said no, not done. Me, I'm the prettiest son of a gun. This one here as high as it gets, don't fly too close to the sun. Bow, bow. With a girl when raving, next day chasing pavements. Just to the bag in public, I'll never be famous. My guy trying to pattern me up, I don't know what my name is. One too many, I can't stand up on top of the world, red wine on trainers. Bow, bow, pour me another. My girl said I've had too much, I tell her I love her. Get into bed, I'm staring at walls, she's still in the cover. Stupid o'clock and I can't find Ubers, end up belling my mother. Vino Bandit, yeah, me and K Motion's working, that's a cheat code anthem. Yeah, me and one hits on hits, me and K both have them. Yeah, young songs wide at the post, I think Timo banged them. Vino Bandit, Yeah, me and K Motion's working. That's a cheat code anthem. Yeah, me and one hits on hits. Me and K both have them. Yeah, Young Songs wide at the post. I think Timo banged them. Oh my days, that is a slapper.
Incredible. So that was Vino Bandit by K Motions. So we are now here with Tiernan in the studio. Hi, Tiernan.
Hello. Hi, how's it going, guys?
It's good, it's good. So you are here to talk to us about shrimp, I believe.
Yes, exactly. So today we are going to be diving into the world of two tiny but deadly shrimp. Now, we're going to be talking about the mantis shrimp and the pistol shrimp. Have you guys ever heard of these guys?
Yes.
I think I've heard of them, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of them. They're devastating. They're absolutely devastating.
Okay, I'm looking forward to see how that fits into the theme of fast things, stuff, whatever. Shall we get started with the mantis shrimp? What's the deal with
let's
them?
start with the mantis shrimp. So, mantis shrimp are basically the ultimate short-range brawlers. They're small, usually around 10 centimeters in length, although some can grow up to about 38 centimeters. They have claws that are like rocket-powered hammers. Now, this is where the speed comes in. They can accelerate as fast as a .22 caliber bullet. So each strike delivers 1,500 newtons of force. Ooh. It's a lot.
Damn.
Think
Wow.
of Newton forces. That's a kilo. That's 1,500 kilos of force. And they move so fast. So they accelerate their appendages from resting to about 23 meters per second. And they do it so quickly that they create what's called a cavitation bubble in the water. Now, whenever these bubbles collapse, that unleashes a second shockwave, and that basically means that they're hitting their prey twice.
Quick question, what's a cavitation bubble?
A cavitation bubble. It is if you imagine you're underwater,
Yeah.
it is a buildup of pressure that spreads the water away, and you've basically you've created so much force that you have moved all of the water out of the way. There's no it's a dry part of the ocean.
That's
so you've
wild.
basically extended this sphere.
What a crazy shrimp.
Yeah, it's wild. And even if they miss their prey, the cavitation bubble, whenever the shockwave is created from that, it alone can stun or kill. So these guys take down prey that are even bigger than themselves.
That is really incredible. Okay, so like what kind of weapons are we talking about here?
Okay, so mantis shrimp, they come in basically two types. You have what are called spearers and smashers.
Incredible.
Yeah, no,
wow.
the smashers one's great.
Great
So
names.
spearers have spiny barbed claws to like stab and snag their prey, sort of like a praying mantis, kind of where they get their name from. So
Nice.
they got little sort of ridges that whenever they penetrate their prey, it's hard to come back out again, or at least it causes a lot of damage if it does.
Lovely.
Smashers, on the other hand, they have a club-like claw to bludgeon. So if you can imagine,
my
you're just
gosh.
wheeling. Yeah, this shrimp are like
wouldn't
they're
wanna
wielding
get-
hammers.
You don't want to get on the wrong side of one of these shrimp.
No,
do you?
no, you don't.
Gonna smash
Yeah,
you.
so they end up they smash their meals, and that really helps. For example, whenever they're coming up against a creature that has quite a hard carapace or quite a hard shell, it helps a lot to then fracture that shell, and then again the shockwave that's created after it's struck that can create enough force to stun or even kill it as well. As well as that hammer, they have a sharp edge to cut prey as they swim.
Oh.
And there's even a third type. They're more of a generalist. They are called spike smashers, and they're a mix of both. They don't have a specifically super they don't really go for one or the other. They can kind of use both. They're sort of a generalist, multi-purpose kind of shrimp.
That's horrifying stuff.
Yeah.
Now that we've got the lowdown on the mantis shrimp,
Yeah.
what about the pistol shrimp? Like, how do they stick up against it?
So pistol shrimp imagine them as sort of like crack team elite snipers of the sea. So they've got one massively oversized claw. So their right claw is way bigger. It's almost like half the size. It's bigger than half their body. It makes up a lot of their mass, and it works like a pistol. So instead of pincers that you would normally see, it has a hammer that snaps shut with incredible force, and so that shoots out a high-speed jet of water. And this, just like the mantis shrimp, also creates a cavitation bubble. And whenever it collapses, the shock wave is strong enough, again, just like the mantis shrimp, to stun fish or even break glass.
Oh, wow.
But a cool trait of the pistol shrimp is when the bubble collapses, it emits a flash of light so hot. It's almost as hot as the surface of the sun.
What? That is crazy. So
Yeah.
they are basically shooting bubbles that create light.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a term called sonoluminescence. Now, sound waves cause a gaseous cavity in a liquid to collapse. And then the gas inside the bubble is compressed and heated, and finally the hot gas emits a light.
How do they normally hunt if they go around popping off everywhere?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things, is that if they're going around and they're making these explosive sounds,
Yeah.
if they're popping off all over the ocean, you might think that animals would want to stay far, far away from them. Like, they're not going to...
That's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to want to stick by these guys. So what they do is they hide in burrows and they wait for fish to pass by, and then, bam, fire off a shot to stun their prey, and then they drag it back to their lair for dinner.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, a horror in the sea.
It's it's pretty horrific.
The big question, though, Tiernan, is who would win in a fight? Would a mantis shrimp or a pistol shrimp win?
Oh, that's a really good question. I thought a little bit about this, and if I don't know for certain. I mean, there's so many factors, but if I were a betting man, my money would be on the mantis shrimp, simply because they have a much more generalized form of artillery. I guess their weapons are kind of they're multi-purpose, but as well as that, they have stronger shells.
Okay,
So they have a
that would
better
do it.
armor. So if they were to go mano a mano,
They're just an all-rounder.
shrimp v shrimp, I think the mantis has taken the crown.
I would also go with the mantis, gotta be honest.
What about you, Sophie? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, we're all going to
Definitely.
mantis.
Yeah, I think.
All,
Oh,
right,
big
all
winner,
team
big winner.
mantis.
Yeah, team
I'm
mantis
really
over
scared
here.
of them though. I don't want to meet either of them in the dark. When I
No,
just
no,
go
you wouldn't want to
walking
meet
around
one of them
the
in a dark
ocean, you know?
alley. I think.
Oh,
I'd
no.
just freak out.
Okay, thank you so much, Tiernan. I'll be thinking about this when I go to sleep tonight. We'll also if you have an opinion about who would win, please comment in the chat, and yeah, we'll see who has the bigger fan base, the mega mantis shrimp or the Pirelius pistol shrimp.
All right, so we are going to listen to some more music now. This is "Life is a Highway" by Rascal Flatts.
Life's like a road that you travel on. There's one day here and the next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside every darkened door where blues won't haunt you anymore, where the brave are free and lovers soar. Come ride with me to the distant shore. We won't hesitate to break down the garden gate. There's not much time left today. Life is a highway. I wanna ride it all night long. If you're going my way, well, I wanna drive it all night long. Through all these cities and all these towns,
that was Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts. We now have Ollie in the studio. Hi, Ollie.
Hello.
Who has a game for us. And we also have Georgia, who's come to compete with us. So
Hello.
it's on.
You're going
How
down,
much of a tune that is,
Sophie.
by the way.
Such
Absolute
a good song.
banger.
So what game have you got prepared?
So, seeing as how this week is all about speed, I thought I would test your animal knowledge, and I'm going to be asking you questions about who would win in a race, or rather, what animal would win in a race.
Okay.
So we're going to kick it off with what I hopefully should be an easy question. Who knows what the fastest animal in the world is?
Are we talking land animal?
Like any animal. Any animal.
Ooh.
Does that make a difference?
Well, I have
Louise is in for a shock for this one.
I don't know what the fastest aquatic animal is. Some sort of
know.
fish.
Animal brought any animal fastest.
Okay, well, we know
fastest living
An
creature.
insect.
No, but you might be getting a bit warmer. Well, maybe.
Okay, I was going to say a cheetah are very quick and short bursts, but I
So
don't...
cheetahs are up there.
A
But
hummingbird.
cheetah actually doesn't make it up until cheetahs are 12th on the list.
Well,
What?
The
I would have also said
hummingbirds
cheetah.
are pretty fast also. We're looking to the bird world, so that might give you a
oh, it's a
clue.
peregrine falcon.
There we go. It's peregrine falcon. Yeah. So
Yeah.
native to the UK actually. Peregrine falcons are the.
So that's why Sophie knew. Unfair advantage.
Peregrine falcons are the fastest animal in the world. Their diving flight is what makes them so fast.
Is that really their own speed, or that's just gravity working quite quickly? Diving is falling with flare.
I respect the Toy Story reference, but there's lots of other birds that also hunt that way, and they aren't as fast.
I see.
So, for example, golden eagle, which is the second fastest. All of the top 4, 5 are all birds, and the top 3 it's their diving speed. But there's quite a big difference between them. So there is some, and there are like evolutionary biomechanical things that allow peregrine falcons to go that fast without like exploding. I think they've got a thing with their like nostrils that mean that their brain doesn't blow up or something like
That's
that.
great for them. Love
Anyway,
that for them.
first question: what would win, a peregrine falcon or an F1 car?
Oh, we've just learned
okay.
how
Yeah, you
fast does
just
the
learned.
falcon go again?
I've not told you yet. You got to guess.
I think if you're asking, it's got to be the peregrine falcon.
Going off of what Georgia just said, I would agree with her.
Yes, I was about to say the F1 car, but now you said that.
Well, I think I've seen a couple F1 races, and they don't seem that fast.
Yeah. So the thing with F1 is obviously very rarely do F1 cars go in a straight line for a long period of time. A lot of what the speed of an F1 car is like we talked about with the downforce. That's what makes F1 cars so cool. An F1 car's sort of the max speed is around 230 miles an hour. I think the fastest one ever went was 250, but that was like in an air tunnel, so it doesn't really count. The max speed of a peregrine falcon is 242 miles per hour.
What is that in kilometers
Yeah,
per
can
hour?
you
I don't know what
translate
that
okay,
means.
okay.
for the metric
that is
system?
that is 389 kilometers per hour, which is pretty nuts.
That is.
That is...
Yeah.
Good thing they have those nostril
So they
thingies.
just beat out an
Okay.
F1 car. Okay,
Wow.
so now we're on to some proper animal head-to-heads.
Okay.
We've got, this one is the fastest mammal versus the fastest fish. So any ideas any guesses for what the fastest mammal is?
Is it the cheetah? No,
No.
that's number 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rogue one. I didn't know this before I did
Does
research
it?
for this game.
Which continent does it live on?
Yeah.
South America. Well, North America, actually.
North
North
America.
America.
Ooh. This should be my domain. but
Yeah, Georgia, come on.
Well, it's the other end of it to the bit you live in.
Okay, makes sense.
So the fastest mammal is the Mexican free-tailed bat.
A bat.
Okay,
Yeah.
never would have got that.
And the fastest fish is the black marlin. So
Okay, okay.
and the swordfish are like, it's a kind of swordfish there. Swordfish are also very fast.
Okay.
So which out of those two, which do you think is going to win the race?
I want to say the bat.
I think the fish.
Ooh,
Bats are quick.
I think it might be the bat. I don't know, something
So
echolocation
we've got
makes
2
me
for
think
the
really
bat.
fast.
Yeah.
2 for the bat and 1 for the fish.
Yeah.
I feel like the fish just has less like in its way, you know, it can really
So,
pick up
Wouldn't
pace.
it have more in its way?
No, because the ocean, like, there isn't much, is there?
Water
Water
resistance.
Water is
resistance.
Yeah,
stronger
water
than
resistance,
air.
but like the bat has like trees, you know?
No, they're bats. They fly,
fly
over
through
things.
a tree.
Bats tend to fly like over pathways, like over highways or
Yeah.
I
gaps
did
in the
not
trees.
anticipate
They have
this
corridors.
much hot debate in the game, but I'm
Okay,
loving it.
okay, go on.
So the Black Marlin comes in at a whopping 80 miles an hour or 129 kilometers per hour.
I've driven faster than that.
So right. The Mexican free-tailed bat, however, goes at 99 miles an hour or 160 kilometers per hour.
Whoa.
Fine, that's quick.
Making it the fastest mammal, and also aside from any bird, it's the fastest thing.
Wow.
Okay, I
So-
can admit when I'm wrong, you know.
Who used to like Looney Tunes cartoons when they were a kid?
Used to
Or
like
still
what?
now?
Those
Looney-
came
Looney
out before I
Tunes.
was born.
Oh, because Georgia was born yesterday. Yeah.
You're just very young.
So Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. Did anyone used to watch that when they were kids?
I know who they are, but I've
Just
also
me?
not watched it.
I don't even know what it is.
I'm aware of.
Well,
It's
this
like
is
a
just me. Very
Bird
famous.
and a coyote or something,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, it's a coyote and a roadrunner. A very famous cartoon rivalry. They try. Well, coyote tries to kill roadrunner. Roadrunner runs away very fast.
It's in the name.
So which would win in a race, a roadrunner or a coyote?
I have never seen either of them like as real animals.
Coyotes
Maybe if I
look
heard the
like a
German
big
names, I
dog.
would know what they are, but like the English names are like
Yeah, come on,
I-
Ollie.
Want to say a
Speak
coyote.
German. I think the Roadrunner would have a greater evolutionary pressure to be fast.
It's got runner in the name, you
That is-
know.
You know
Well,
what?
and in the cartoon, roadrunner always outpaces.
Well, then I would.
In
I
that case, I guess.
I vote bird.
So we've got 2 votes for bird, 1 for coyote. Yeah.
Oh, I want to vote bird as
Oh
well.
no,
you know?
unanimous. Well, so the Roadrunner can go at 20 to somewhere between 20 and 27 miles per hour, which is 32 to 43 kilometers an hour. The Coyote clocks in at around 40 miles an hour or 65 kilometers an hour.
That poor
So-
Should've
bird.
stuck to my guns.
So
No chance.
Wile E. Coyote didn't need to resort to Acme. He could have just outpaced Roadrunner. But
There you
would have
go.
been a very fun cartoon. Now, we got how much time have we got?
We
We've
got
plenty.
time.
So
Let's
I've got
go.
2 more. I've got 2 more.
Okay, alright.
We've got the 2 big cats. So quite a big rivalry here. I didn't know this going in. I feel like it makes sense, but who do you think would win the race, a lion or a tiger?
Oh.
Aren't tigers in like jungles? So there's not really much
Well,
to
there's also
run.
lions that live in jungles.
Yeah, but there's also lions who don't live in jungles.
Which lions
Yeah.
and which tigers?
That's a very good question. This I actually don't know. I'm assuming that just a regular,
Wow, you're so
regular
prepared.
lion and
The
a regular
regular
tiger.
lion.
Well, then I go regular lion because tigers live in jungles.
Hang on, let me
There's
find the
trees.
specifics.
I feel like tigers give the vibe of going faster, but I think logically I would probably say a lion.
Yeah, I mean, you would think there's more running to be done in a savanna.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I
Than in
feel
a
like I've
jungle.
heard that king of the jungle for lions is kind of an overhyped thing, whereas tigers are actually the really good one. So I'm going to go tiger for this, just to mix it
Okay.
up.
So we've got 2 lions and 1 tiger.
I've
think
not had a
so.
good track record
So
in this game, gotta be honest.
the lion has it, and it's for, I think it's for exactly the reason that you said that like lions just do a lot more running. Like tigers are predominantly ambush predators,
Okay.
whereas lions while they can only sustain high speeds for short distance, their whole thing is they're chasing down gazelles or zebras or stuff like that. So yeah, so a lion can go at 50 miles an hour or 80 kilometers an hour, and a tiger we're talking 35 to 40 miles an hour or 56 to 64 kilometers an hour. So there's actually quite a big difference there. I would say about sort of 10 miles an hour in it. So
Then
yeah.
that is speedy, though, isn't
Now for my personal favorite ones of these that I found. Who do you think would win in a race, a human or a wombat?
Or a wombat.
A wombat.
I
yeah.
think a
Okay.
wombat. I think I've heard before that they're like weirdly fast, like 30
Are we
kilometers per
talking
hour or
like
something.
Usain Bolt human or an average human?
that does change things. So bear that in mind.
Oh.
Okay, I don't. I think maybe it might be able to outrun us, but not like.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah. Me on my 5K, I think probably a wombat will do it faster.
Absolutely, a wombat could beat me. I think most tortoises could beat me.
I agree with Georgia on that one. I think maybe a snail could probably beat me at this rate. So you quite right in that it depends what human we're talking about. Wombats can reach 25 miles an hour, which is 40 kilometers an hour, and they can sustain that speed for 150 meters just continuously.
Are their legs like really short? How do they do that?
I don't know, but they're rapid. So the
That's
human top
unbelievable.
speed ever recorded, or certainly the Usain Bolt's fastest speed, was 27.5 miles per hour, 44.2 kilometers an hour, and that was the
That's unreal.
fastest speed that he clocked in his world record breaking 100-meter sprint, and that wasn't for that wasn't the whole race he was running at that speed. I think the average 100-meter sprinter reaches around 23 miles per hour, 37 kilometers an hour. So even if you are a 100 meters Olympic level 100-meter sprinter, a wombat will still have you over 100 meters. Which is nuts.
crazy.
Humans would win long distance, because I don't know what beyond 150 meters humans can run quite a bit faster than a wombat.
That's our whole thing.
Evolutionarily.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so a wombat, never challenge a wombat to a race, basically.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We're all
Good to
saying
know.
the same.
Never know when that's gonna happen, you know.
It could
like,
come up at any time.
right.
It's true. Okay, well, thank you so much, Ollie. That was amazing. Who knew a wombat was so speedy? So we have a little bit more music. So our final song for today is Bohemian Like You by the Dandy Warhols.
You got a great car. Yeah, what's wrong with it today? I used to have one too. Maybe you'll come and have a look. I really love your hairdo, yeah. I'm glad you like mine too. See, we're looking pretty cool. Look at ya. So what do you do? Oh yeah, I wait tables too. No, I haven't heard your band, 'cause you guys are pretty new. But if you dig, I'm vegan food. Welcome over to my work. I'll have them cook you something that you really love. 'Cause I like you, yeah, I like you. And I'm feeling so bohemian like you. Yeah, I like you, yeah, I like you. And I feel, wow, woo! Wait, who's that guy? Just hanging at your pad. He's looking kinda. Yeah, you broke up, that's too bad. I guess it's fair. If he always pays the rent and he doesn't get bent about sleeping on the couch when I'm there. 'Cause I like you, yeah, I like you. And I'm feeling so bohemian like you. Yeah, I like you, yeah, I like you. And I feel, whoa, whoa. I'm getting boys and I'm feeling so bohemian like you. It's you that I want, so please. Just a casual, easy thing. It is for me. And I like you, yeah, I like you. And I like you, 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 I like you. And I feel, whoa, woo!
That was Bohemian Like You by the Dandy Warhols, and that's all we've got time for today. So thank you for listening.
We'll be back here next week, but if you're craving more science content, be sure to listen to Science at 1 next Thursday from 1 to 2, where I believe they're talking about germs.
Until next time, I'm Louisa.
And I am Sophie, and this has been iScience Radio.